after Ntombi's presentation, I feel like I don't really need to do mine, so thank you, goodbye. No, what I'm going to share with you today is a little bit about the why and the what and the how of this idea of Jump University. So 7 years ago, my colleagues and I started a university that was dedicated to first-generation university entrants. And this is really important because youth unemployment is at shocking levels in South Africa. It's over 60%. And we see every day that getting a grade 12 matric doesn't help you access opportunities. So we go out and find young people with talent that other universities wouldn't accept, and we give them a full tuition scholarship to do a 1-year bridging program. And when they finish that, we give them another scholarship to do an accredited Bachelor of Business Administration degree that majors in entrepreneurship and leadership. And that's the crux of it, really. So the vision is igniting opportunity, and the mission statement is what you see there. We're trying to create an innovative learning community. So a lot of our lecturers are volunteers who come and say, I've got skills, I've got resources, I want to help. And the output are entrepreneurial leaders who not only ignite opportunity, but social change. So what does this look like, these entrepreneurial leaders? Irish Madasani in the middle there only did his bridging program with us, and in the process we got to know about his passion for food and retail. So when Suzanne Ackerman of Pick and Pay was touring our campus, we introduced them. She then took him further, trained him in franchise management. And this is a picture of Irish with his business partner on the left and my colleague Audrey on the right at the opening of his hyperstore. He's now been running it for 2 years. His monthly turnover is 8 million rand. And most significantly, he's employing 119 people. We say to our students that they don't need to pay us back for their scholarships, but they need to pay it forward. Many of you have watched that video, Pay It Forward, that movie, where the young boy has to come up with a project that will change the world. And it sounds impossible, but then he does. And he goes to the board and he draws a person. And he says, that's me. And I do something kind for 3 other people. And instead of requiring them to pay me back, I ask them to do something kind for 3 other people. At SIBA, we call that multiplier effect, igniting opportunity. So here's another example of success for us. Kershan is a Mandela Rhodes Scholar, and so is our students. Kanyisa Ntombeni was one of our first graduates. He went on to win the elite Mandela Rhodes scholarship, which Nelson Mandela started together with the Rhodes Trust in Oxford to identify the next Mandelas. Kanyisa has now gone further. He's doing his master's, and yet every week he comes back to lecture and tutor at SIBA. The year after Kanyisa, there were only 30 of these prestigious Mandela Rhodes scholarships available. Anyone from any 23 of South Africa's public universities could apply, and students from any other African university. And SIBA's graduates got 2 of those 30 positions. So there's Kanyisa on the left with Asanda Dodi and Siyabonga Kopinga, showing that students who typically wouldn't be able to get into university at the end of a dedicated education process that values the whole person can compare and compete with the rest.
So if you were to ask the question as to whether I think SIBA students compare favourably with other high-quality graduates from other universities, I'd say absolutely yes. I'd even go as far to say that academically they're on a par, but what I do find with the SIBA students, they're very rounded individuals. There clearly has been a lot of focus on their education around team building and being team players, but also in terms of just leadership. There seems to be more focus on leadership within the SIBA environment as compared with graduates that we get coming out of the top universities elsewhere.
In my family, I'm the only one that managed to have a tertiary education and get a tertiary education and complete it. So from now on, the next generation will also be able to have a tertiary education. Because if you make that one change in that one household, it has a ripple effect.
If you were able to quadruple or grow this to an enormous size, I think the country would benefit. I think all aspects of life would benefit to the extent that this is just an incredible success, and frankly, we should leverage that.
So that's another way that we measure our success. Speaking there is Paul Bird, the former managing director of JP Morgan Security Services, and a TSEBA graduate who now works for him, speaking about their experiences of TSEBA. So I've spoken a little bit about the why and the what. So quick introduction to the how of how we do that. Our profile of graduates at the center has the values and the attitudes that Lisa was speaking about. And so we build the kind of confidence that you saw in Tumbiza through a strong focus on heart, hands, heads, and whole, and a number of competencies. Over that, we put a lot of emphasis on skills as well. So the wilderness programs, the ecological awareness, internships every year, career management. All our students get mentors, visiting hero speakers. And then, of course, they need to be able to speak the language of business. So we make sure that they get all the requisite knowledge and an accredited degree at the end of the day. And in closing, really, I just wanted to say that these are just some of stories of young people, Kanisa, Alicia, and Tombiza, who are jumping ahead in their lives. But I think most significantly, they're taking their families and their communities with them. Alicia said it so beautifully in the video. You make the one change in the one family, the ripple effects spread very far and wide. So the TSEBA graduates are ethical, socially responsible, environmentally aware business leaders. And that's why they give me hope every day. Thank you.